I think I die here in the prison, but I can't tell. Like, there's a small moment of maybe I get out, but then I don't live for very long.
Do you
I can't explain. I can't.
You think you escape?
No. Release.
Oh, you get released? What, you're allowed to go outside a bit?
Oh, I get released from jail for 2 years, and then I die anyway.
And how old are you when you die?
61 or 62. Imprisoned for 20 years, and I don't. I'm too old or too unwilling to live outside of prison. Plus, my body was not very good from being in prison and not eating very well for a long time. It's weak. I just die quietly.
Where are you as you pass over? Where are you? Are you in the prison or you're outside?
I'm outside.
Are you
a small, like a wooden hut?
And is anyone with you?
No.
You're alone?
Yeah, I have a few friends that are other prisoners that also. I'm pretty sure these are the prisoner huts on Norfolk Island.
You're in those huts?
Yeah.
You're in one of those huts?
Yeah. We live differently to the rest of the people in Norfolk now. We're not. It's a very basic and humble life. Kind of on the outside of society, but not totally ignored. But still, there's a black mark against you. People look at you with suspicion.
Have you had any contact with your family back home in England?
No.
Okay. And as you go to that point now, you've taken that last breath and you've moved to that point where your soul moves outside of your body. Tell me, what's the experience of leaving the body like? Can you describe what it's like to?
It's really gentle because I just die quietly in my sleep.
Oh, in your sleep.
It's a good death.
So how do you feel looking down at your body now and that you've died? How do you feel about your death and that life that you lived?
I feel grateful for the strong body that I had. And I feel sad for the life and the other life that I ruined. And the lives of the children that I might have ruined. Because they would grieve for their mum. But I also feel peaceful for some reason. It's feeling all of it at the same time.
So as you've left that life now and you've come to that understanding that you obviously feel regretful for what happened, but you've let go of that life and you're in that peaceful place now, and tell me now, what happens to you now? Just go to that point where you're perhaps ready to move on. What actually happens to you now? Where do you go? Do you sense anyone around you, or do you feel if you're moving?
I'm just floating here because I know this next bit is like you getting on a ride and then it goes faster and faster and it's so much fun.
So you remember this from another time?
Yes.
So you've been through this journey many times before?
Yes, I quite like this bit.
And is it light or dark around you?
I can't explain it because there is no light, but it's not dark. It's just like the absence of stuff. And there's somebody, a few people coming to get me.
People coming to get you. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Can you describe how they look? Do they have an appearance?
One is my dad.
Ah.
One is an old cat I used to have. And one is like a young child that I don't really know. Maybe 7 or 8 year old boy child who's a lot of fun and really quite zesty. And there's a woman I don't know, but I know her.
You don't recognise her, but you know her.
Yeah.
And do they speak to you?
Oh, she just said she's my mum in this life.
Ah. And what else do they say?
Oh, she and I are laughing because of how different she looks.
And what happens now?
We're going back to the I think it's the soul school, and it's a sensation of going up, the sensation of being on the ride. It's so much fun.
And do you follow them, or do they surround you?
We all go together at the same time.
Ah. And if you,
I love this bit.
yeah. But as you travel, yes, that's right. You love that part. But as you're traveling with them, if you were to observe yourself, how would you look? Now that you've left that life and that physical body, what does your energy look like?
Just like a light body, like a suggestion of a form.
A light body.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have a colour?
Yes.
Is there a particular colour?
It's blue and purple.
And do the others have colours?
Yeah, my dad is golden. And my mum is green. Thomas is orange, the cat, and the child is yellow and blue.
So what happens now? Have they taken you to this soul school? What's that like?
We're in like a room before you go in. It's not a room, it's just an energy place. A place where the energy is a certain level. I don't know really why you have to wait here for this.
Do they communicate with you? Do they explain perhaps why they brought you here?
My dad's saying it's to assimilate into the next space. And making of a transition. And remembering of who you are. From the old life to this state of being. Your big self. And you're all of you. Oh yeah, I can feel I can feel it changing now. You're remembering. It's like you're remembering all of yourself.
You're remembering all of yourself now.
Yeah, like John Adams wasn't myself.
No.
I'm much bigger, or I'm just more than that.
Are you in this soul school now? Have you gone in there?
No, we're going in now.
You're going in now. Can you describe what it looks like?
It's just like a big white space where there is nothing is hard, or there's no real edges, or there's no tangible forms. There's no tangible forms like physical things, but we're all here. It's like soft background light, kind of like a Renaissance painting of a sunset. It's all of those pastel sunset and sunrise hues, but there's not actually anything in the space except beings. And it's endless, but it's a place.
How does it feel to be in there?
Like you've taken off a heavy coat, and it's calming, and it's reassuring, and it's a bit exciting because I know this is a process. So I'm excited to learn and maybe do the debrief, because I feel like I'm going to be a bit in trouble for this life in a way, or not in trouble. It's when somebody kindly points out that you missed something important for your own being, for your own well-being. So I'm looking forward to getting the debrief over, because I already know that.
Who do you debrief with? Is there some higher level guide there, or master guide that you debrief with?
It's someone else. It's not my family. Sometimes it's an older guy who just looks like old Santa, spiritual Santa. And sometimes it's the Great One. So the Great One is the oldest part of your soul, and it's speaking back to you, the youngest part, like a teacher. They're so far apart from each other in terms of one's very, very old and very, very wise, and my spirit end of me is the youngest end of me. Yeah, it's going to be the Great One.
And the Great One is there?
Yeah, and he's more stern and disapproving, but in a way that grows me. I wish it was the Santa one. Old Santa, he's kind of.
And can you describe the Great One? Does that Great One have a form of energy or colours, or?
It's just huge. Like goes beyond. Like if you're craning your neck, you see him go up above the clouds, and you don't even see where he begins and where he ends. And he's deep blue with light moving inside of him. Giant, like a silo, like huge.
And how do you feel being there with this Great One?
A little bit annoyed and intimidated, because he tells me off in a kind way, but it's like being scolded is probably the best way to explain it.
And how does he how does this Great One communicate? Is it telepathic?
It's a vibration. Vibration, yeah. So vibrating into my being the points he's trying to make, and making sure I take them into my being. No, accept them into my being. I have a choice here. And that's important because his energy and vibration is so much bigger than mine. The point that you have a choice to accept it, not against your will. And I'm going to accept